Right, let's try again. So, let's try again. Apologies for that. I need to sort... And we're back here. I need to sort something out. So, I'm going to blame all this on Tommy, because he's just driving way too quick for my game to catch up. It's your fault. No, it's not. It's my fault. I need to sort this shit out at some point. So, Rocket serves his penalty. Kanata with a bit of a speed difference and a speed overrun. Can he catch up with Kanata? Can he even make it? Can he make the pass on Rocket? No, he's not. He's going to push Rocket. He's going to push Rocket, try and close that gap up to Yuri. Not Yuri, up to Tommy, excuse me. Yuri makes the pass on Astro. Astro a little bit far back. I'm not sure if he's quite in the slipstream range yet. A bit further back. Jezza, P6. Matthew in P7. D-Dubs in P8. We've got a huge cluster of cars back here. We need to come back and have a little look at this. I'm not going to do too much whizzing back now, because I think that might be part of the problem. So, Matthew been pushed forward by D-Dubs. D-Dubs in the slipstream of Matthew. Obi-Wan's trying to get past as well. Juicer has been hung out to dry. And Juicer goes almost into the back of Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan uses his Jedi Knight skills to somehow keep that Jag out of the back of that McLaren as we come out of the final corner to start our final lap of the race. Obi-Wan gets a great run, a great exit coming down the main straight. He's going to go to the inside for turn number 1. D-Dubs brakes a little bit harder and a little bit earlier. Squares the car off. He can gain the time back in a little bit. Obi-Wan up to P8, Juicer P10, NTO in 11th. So even though NTO is, well, some could say an interesting driver, he's a good driver. I would say subpar is probably about right, but no, he's a good driver. NTO's interesting start and slightly chaotic start could result him in a P10 finish if he plays his cards right, which means we could have a McLaren 1-2 for the feature race. Let's go a little bit further back. Radiates in 12th. Dangerous in 13th. Emger is in 14th. Zab is in 15th after not having a great opening lap. And however, having a bit worse of an opening lap is Tom, who's bringing up the rear at the moment. Rocket holds on to P2. Kanata's chasing just behind. Yuri's in P4. Astro's in 5th. Way further back down the road is Jezza in 6th. Matthew's teammates in 7th. Obi-Wan's in 8th. D-Dubs is in 9th. Juice is in 10th. Being chased very, very persistently by NTO. Juicer makes a bit of a mistake, goes wide as we hit the Nurburgring. NTO senses opportunity. Juicer kisses the wall as we come into turn 1 of the Nurburgring. NTO not able to capitalise on that slight misposition from the Peugeot driver. As we come charging down the hill. Anyone make a bit of a mistake? D-Dub's taking a much different line, a little bit of an interesting line, but gets a better exit on the little mini straight before these next couple of corners, before we come up to what I believe is called the Blue Flats. Very quick part of this circuit. Big lift there from NTO in that McLaren. Got to keep the car on the track though, can't let it understeer off too much. Very, very difficult place to potentially pass here, but you could get close enough to try a run into the braking zone. No, NTO backs off. So this could be a fight between Juicer and D-Dubs. D-Dubs defending nicely, goes a little bit wide, but he's just got a 6 car in the middle. Hold up Juicer as best as he can. Going to go forward very briefly. We're just going to have a quick look at the rest of the group. Yeah, we're not even going to go up to Tommy. We know where Tommy is. Juicer takes a tiny little bit of a mistake there. Just a tiny little bit of a one. Slightly unsettles the car as it comes off the curb. This allows D-Dubs to break away just a little bit. Now, whilst these guys start following D-Dubs and these guys form a train, this is going to pull everyone else behind them into contention. Radiate the P12 is going to come into contention. Danger could become a danger to these guys up ahead, funny enough. As cliche as it sounds, he could potentially get stuck in the latter part of this lap. Emker in 14th at the moment. Zab and Tom in 15th and 16th struggling to catch up to the back of the pack. Tom struggling a little bit at the back too. Let's go a bit further forward to the D-Dubs train. At the moment, the McLaren train. D-Dubs takes the corner much better than he did the previous lap. Is this corner going to catch anyone out? Not this time around. I think NTO slightly missed a shift there. He spent a bit too much time in fourth. Juicer looking very close to the back of his teammate, just up ahead. D-Dubs in 9th. Further up ahead from that, we got Matthew and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's close enough to Matthew for Matthew to defend. Matthew sits to the left-hand side of the track. Obi-Wan's on the right, so we're coming side by side up the hill. If Obi-Wan went down to 5th, he'd still have the power. Obi-Wan backs out of it. Juicer not quite close enough to make a move on D-Dubs 4P9. We're going to stay with Obi-Wan just for a moment. Let's go forward another couple of cars. Let's see what's going on a bit further up ahead. Astro starting to catch up to the back of Yuri. Yuri's in P4. Great position for him at the moment. As we come out to I believe, one of the trickiest parts of the circuit. As further back, Obi-Wan has got the job done coming out of the carousel. He's fired that Jaguar out of the carousel. Obi-Wan's up to P7. Matthew's down to P8. Sorry, I did miss that, as Radiate has now managed to get himself into P10, and Juicer has fallen down. Let's go back and have a little look at this. Eventually. There we go. Coming into the carousel, what happened here? Juicer just takes it really, really tight. Oh, he lights up the rear tyres as we come out of the carousel, excuse me. Radiate gets a great run. NTO defends the inside line, holds the inside nicely, but Radiate drives it around the outside. That was lovely done. Well done by the GTR driver. It gets a bit too much curb, squirrels on the curb as well. Holds P10. NTO still in 11th, but had 10 for a fraction of a second. So NTO's got a bit of work cut. He can potentially get a reverse pole here. Radiate's got reverse pole at the moment. He's going to want to hold on to that for dear life. As we come through YouTube corner, we're going to go forward a little bit, check on the cars just up ahead. Astro glued to the back of Yuri. He's going to want to try and stay as close as he can. Ready for that back straight bit further up ahead. Kanata struggling to get to the back of Rocket, and Tommy is just way out in the distance. We're going to stay here. We're going to stay with Astro for a moment. Yuri doing what he can at the moment. He's doing his best to his ability. As we come through the second carousel, and as Jimmy Broadbent says, one of the worst corners on the Nurburgring, if my memory serves me correct. Yuri gets it absolutely wonderfully, opens up the gap to Astro. Astro makes a bit of a mistake, hits too much curb, goes off onto the grass, so Yuri is now safe in P4. We're going to go further up ahead though. Kanata has had a great couple of corners. He's in the slipstream of Rocket. He's not going to be playing for team gains here. He's now going to be playing for position as we now come up the hill. Rocket swings to the left, swings to the right to try and break the slipstream, excuse me, as I can't speak my own language. Can't make any more moves. Through goes Kanata, but the straight still got a little bit left to give. Under the bridge, down we go. As we're now coming up side by side into this braking zone. Kanata's on the right, Rocket's on the left. Rocket tries his best. Kanata holds his line, but further up ahead, the driver that has been completely unchallenged in both of these sprint races claims victory. So Tommy comes over the line for a sprint victory here. Kanata with a fantastic overtake for second. Rocket in third. Yuri with a very, very good race comes over the line for fourth. Astro in fifth. Jezza for a very good finish in definitely a season, unlike his DVR9 season last season. It comes over for sixth. Obi-Wan's in seventh. Matthews in eighth. D-Dubs is ninth. NTO gets the reverse pole for 10th. Danger's in 11th. Radiator's in 12th, excuse me. M Groove's coming over the line for 13th. Juice is just behind him 14th. Zab's in 15th with Tom with a sprint race to forget. Crosses the wrong finish line. Come on, back up. There we go. Comes over the line for 16th with a sprint race to forget. So let's go feature Nurburgring feature. Cool. Eval stuff, yeah, that's cool. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, the strategy here at the Nurburgring, you can two-stop it. You could do medium, softs. The softs will only last one lap. However, Tap did make them last one and about 3/4. He kind of got to about, I call it YouTube corner. It's the second sort of right-hander after the first carousel with all the people on the caravans on the left. I call it YouTube corner because it's one of the famous corners that you get a lot of popular YouTube videos on the ring. His soft tyres died about there in the feature race in my tier on the second lap. So I could potentially see those with good tyre wear. Matthew potentially. Astro, the 911s potentially as well. Maybe the Mercedes as well. I'm not sure many of the other cars could do that. Okay, sorry. However, the strategy I think everybody else is going to do is the one stop, which would be the hard mediums or the medium hards. 3 laps on the hards, 2 on the mediums. I'll be highly surprised if someone can get the mediums to do 3 laps, but we shall see. So the top 3, the top 4, the top 5 are all on mediums. Astro is the first driver on the hards. So is Yuri. Yuri's having a hard time, I see. Rocket, Kanata, and Tommy all on the hards. So the top 5 are on the mediums. The bottom 5, next set of 5 are on the hards. Danger's on the mediums, and the rest are on the hards. Interesting. This is going to be quite interesting. The top 5 are going to pull away initially, but they're going to struggle, I think, in the second half of the race. As here we go. Both McLarens on the front row with a front row lockout. NTO gets a great start. D-Dubs doesn't fall quite into his slipstream yet. Let's come back as we get through the first couple of corners. Does anyone make a move? One of the 911s has made a move. Obi-Wan's made a slight mistake. Through goes Matthew as well. Astro's up into P5. Yuri's in 6th. Jez is all the way down in 7th. Jez has been caught sleeping at the moment. Rocket's in 8th. Kanatis in 9th. Tommy's in 10th. Radiates in 11th. Not many people further back have made some moves. Zab's going up the inside. Oh, Juicer hung out to dry a little bit. Here comes Tom. Go on, Tom. Get him. He's not going to be able to, unfortunately. You bastard.